There are many uses of plywood. It can be used for arts and crafts, and it can also be used in housing and construction. Regardless of how they are used, all of the plywoods go through a series of meticulous steps before they can be used. In today's Lord Gizmo video, we will take a look at how this facility manufactures their plywood. Right after the facility receives the logs they can use for this process, they start to load them onto this machine. This is a rotary peeler tasked to peel the logs one by one. A plywood has a flat and smooth surface, but logs have textured surfaces. To solve this, the logs need to go through this first peeling where the outer surface will be peeled off. This leaves a smoother log. This initial peeling step helps to remove any imperfections or blemishes on the surface of the logs, making it easier to work with them further. However, the process does not end there. These logs will still be processed further. They will be moved over this conveyor belt and will be led to a mechanical cutter. This will cut off the ends of the log to make sure that all of them are of the same size. Once that is done, they will proceed to more peeling. Plywood owes its existence to a variety of tree species known for their strength, durability, and straight grain. Common trees used in plywood production include pine, spruce, fir, cedar, and hardwoods like birch and oak. These trees are typically grown in managed forests. Now, as for the age of these trees, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Trees harvested for plywood production can vary widely in age depending on factors such as species, growth rate, and forestry practices. In general, softwood trees like pine and spruce may be ready for harvest in as little as 20 to 50 years, while hardwood trees like oak and birch may take significantly longer, sometimes up to a century or more, to reach maturity. However, sustainable forestry practices aim to strike a balance between meeting the demand for timber and preserving the health and longevity of forest ecosystems. The most popular method involves spinning the wood with a huge lathe, while a moving blade parallel to the log slices them into thin sheets. This will produce a veneer sheet that resembles a roll being unwound. The angle of the blade and its distance from the log can be used to change the veneer's thickness. Although it generates thinner veneers with less waste, the process is slower and less prevalent when producing plywood. Large, continuous sheets are produced with this effective process. Despite its widespread use and versatility, plywood does have some drawbacks to consider. One notable limitation is its susceptibility to moisture and humidity. Plywood is composed of thin layers of wood veneer glued together, and if not properly sealed or protected, it can swell, warp, or delaminate when exposed to moisture. This can compromise its structural integrity and aesthetic appearance, making it less suitable for outdoor or high moisture environments without proper treatment. Additionally, plywood may contain formaldehyde-based adhesives, which can emit volatile organic compounds into the air, posing potential health risks, especially in confined spaces or poorly ventilated areas. After that, they will be sent over to this part of the facility where one worker will watch over the whole process. The purpose of this step is to flatten out the sheets, combine them, and cut them into the desired size. Using this machine with two huge rollers, the sheets of wood will be fed between them to get flattened out. This machine is also designed to ensure that when one sheet is put after the other, they will be connected with each other. This is quite a meticulous process, so the worker needs to watch it intently. Once all of the sheets of wood are processed in this step, they will be cut down. This is essential so that the sheets will have equal and consistent size and dimensions. This will also make the next parts of the whole manufacturing process easier. Choosing between plywood and solid timber for furniture depends on factors like durability, aesthetics, and budget. Plywood offers strength, stability, and cost-effectiveness, while solid timber showcases natural beauty, longevity, and customization options. Both have environmental considerations, with plywood supporting sustainable forestry and solid timber benefiting from responsible sourcing. The best choice depends on project requirements and personal preferences, often leading to a blend of both materials for optimal results. Then, these flattened out and cut down sheets of wood will be sent over to this place. At this point, manual labor is not yet needed. This is all thanks to high-tech machines that are capable of doing the collection process all by themselves. They pile the sheets of wood on top of each other in preparation for their transportation to the next step. The collected sheets of wood will be transferred over to this area. This is where workers will manually work with the products. They will need to load the sheets into these rollers to do the process of pressing. In pressing, they use high pressure to achieve the desired appearance or quality of the plywood. The majority of plywood adhesives are thermosetting resins, which only solidify and cure when heated. The type of adhesive and the intended panel qualities determine the precise temperature and duration. Strong adhesive bonds are also created as a result of the glue's close contact with every veneer surface caused by the extreme pressure. This step's primary goal is to apply pressure to the layers in order to compress them and give the plywood panel the final thickness that is required. Furthermore, the pressure guarantees uniform grain definition across the panel. Freshly peeled veneers have high moisture content and need to be dried to reduce it below certain levels. This can be done using either natural air drying or kiln drying methods, depending on the desired speed and conditions. In this facility, they do it over this oven-like machine. First, they load the stacks of plywood over this giant press and apply pressure once again. Then, the workers will transfer them over another machine that presses and dries them at the same time. Once this step is done, they unload the sheets and prepare for the next step. The number of veneer sheets pressed together to make a sheet of plywood can vary depending on the desired thickness and the specific grade of plywood being produced. However, in general, plywood typically consists of an odd number of thin wood veneer layers, usually ranging from 3 to 9 or more. These veneer layers are stacked with their grain directions alternating at right angles to one another, which enhances the strength and stability of the plywood panel. This technique creates cross-grained panels that increase strength and stability by arranging numerous veneer sheets in alternating grain directions. Before the sheets are pushed together with heat and pressure, an adhesive coating is put between each one. The grain of each veneer layer is perpendicular to the layer before it. By minimizing warping and shrinkage, this cross-lamination greatly improves the panel's overall strength and dimensional stability. Depending on the application and required thickness, different numbers of layers are used. Plywood that is thicker generally has more layers. Then, based on the plywood's intended purpose, various glues are applied. Usually, glue is applied with rollers, brushes, or sprayers to every surface of each veneer layer. Careful attention is paid to avoid gaps or excessive glue, as both can impact bonding strength. After the panel stack is constructed, it is put into a hot press with controlled temperature and pressure to cure the glue and create a strong bond between the veneer layers. After that, the glue-layered stack is moved to the pressing stage, when pressure and heat are applied as previously mentioned. By doing this, the glue is activated, cured, and the veneers are firmly bonded. The plywood panel's full thickness and density are achieved, air pockets are removed, and uniform glue distribution is ensured during the pressing process. Veneers frequently have dust, debris, and surface impurities like sap or bark residue after drying. These could make the gluing procedure more difficult and lower the plywood's overall quality. To remove loose dirt and debris, brushes, either human or automated, are usually used during cleaning. However, this is often carried out by employees personally examining every piece of plywood. For uniform measurements and smooth surfaces, every veneer is washed, sanded, and cut. If there are still any flaws, they are fixed using patches or fillings. After that, they move on to sizing. Sizing strengthens the primary glue's binding and lowers the possibility of delamination by producing a more consistent and receptive surface for it. Once everything is done, they store these plywood on flat surfaces and wait for its wider market distribution. Plywood strength, affordability, and adaptability make it a true champion in the world of materials. It empowers builders, inspires creators, and shapes our world in countless ways. So, the next time you see plywood, remember the intricate journey it took to get there. It's a testament to human ingenuity and a reminder of the potential hidden within even the simplest things. This has been Lord Gizmo, and we hope you learned a thing or two. Before you leave, please don't forget to show this video some love by giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the notification bell so you can get notified whenever we have new uploads. You can also tell us in the comments section what videos you want us to feature next.